The second announcement is that for all of you who have been asking for a similar program to College Fully Funded, which is our program, our college admissions coaching program for prospective undergraduates. You've been asking for a graduate program for prospective graduate students, and there's one now. It's called GradSchool Fully Funded. So this is all very new. We are in beta, and we're going to be enrolling just a handful of people to come in at a very reduced rate, and we're going to test it all out. And within the next 3 months from when we start, the program starts September 1st, 3 months after that, we'll go more full-blown, and also the price will increase. But I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a little bit of the sketches of GradSchool Fully Funded. Let's see here. Give me a second. Share my screen. There we go. Okay, let's share that. It's asking for my password. Okay, so here is GradSchool Fully Funded. All right, these are just the sketches of the program. It's all new, like I said, if you join us. Now, let me caveat this by saying, just like I've been helping students get into college for years, as you know, I have 13 years of experience in higher education, and I'm a tenured professor. I've also been helping my undergraduate students get into graduate school and getting into full funding. My students have gone off to prestigious schools across the country, including Northeastern and Georgetown, and all kinds of other schools. All right. So this is GFF GradSchool Fully Funded. That's what we're calling it. That's the graduate school admissions coaching and membership program for prospective graduate students that will help you successfully find, apply, and gain admission to U.S. graduate programs with full funding. And for graduate studies, full funding is a little different from what it is for undergraduate. So full funding at the graduate level has nothing to do with your financial need. Full funding is usually full tuition and stipend, meaning your tuition is covered and then you get a stipend. All right, that's how we define full funding for graduate studies. All right, so this is so as to avoid that. So if you're going for a master's or definitely a PhD program, how do we make sure that you get in and be paid, not to pay? All right, so that's what we're going to be doing in this program. All right, so as you know, some professions and fields, you need to have a graduate degree to get the respect to advance in your career. And for some of you, it's just because you want to study something more, you want to contribute to society in some way, and you need graduate school to do that. These are the average costs, and this is only tuition and required fees. It doesn't include living expenses and all of that. So the cost of tuition and required fees on average for 1 year of graduate study at public universities in the United States for in-state students is $12,394 per year. Okay. Out-of-state students and international students pay much more. Okay. The average cost at private universities is $28,445 per year. Right? But these costs we know are just averages, they could be much higher. So at the 75th percentile of the cost, it's $14,298 for 1 year of graduate study per year at public universities for in-state students, and $42,910 per year at private universities. Okay. So this does not include the cost of living, does not include books, supplies, all the other things, right? So it can really add up depending to hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how many years your graduate program takes, right? And so that's what Grad School Fully Funded is supposed to do, is to help you find, apply, and gain admission into graduate school with full funding, tuition, scholarship, and stipend so that you can avoid debt, right? And this program is based on a tried and tested but simple framework which I have used for my students over the years, right? This is the framework that allowed me to get $250,000 in funding, more than $250,000 in funding towards my PhD program, my personal PhD. And I've also used it to help my students secure admission into fully funded graduate and professional programs, all right? So here's what the framework is. It has 3 pillars: purpose, strategy, and funding, all right? Purpose, strategy, and funding. And each pillar consists of several modules or several steps underneath each of those pillars within the program. And each pillar and each step has assignments attached to it. So if you're in the program and you follow the modules and the lessons and all of that, and you do all of the assignments, you will have everything you need to successfully apply and secure admission to graduate programs with full funding. So here is the framework, all right? Purpose, strategy, and funding. The goal is graduate school fully funded, and we need purpose, strategy, and funding, right? So this is what will inform the program. And this framework is broken down into 10 steps, which you can cover in 10 weeks, right? So 1 step per week. This is all going to be self-paced, but if you want to be on top of it, you can do it once a week. And if you're a little slower, that's fine too. It's all self-paced, but that's how the program is structured. All right. So the purpose, strategy, funding framework breaks down into these. So within purpose, what are the 3 things that we need to cover? Number 1, determine your what and why. So what degree do you want to pursue? And why do you want to do it? This might seem all straightforward, but when you start digging deeper into why you want to do what you want to do, and what the costs might be, the cost is not just what you pay. The cost also includes, especially for graduate students, years of not earning income, right? What's the payoff at the end, right? Make sure that, and the cost in time and energy and all of that, the cost to your family, to your relationships, right? We need to consider all of that and make sure that this is what you really want, right? Number 2, determine your then what, meaning after the graduate program, then what? All right. So I like calling that design with the end in mind. What do you want to accomplish at the end of this graduate program? What is the end goal? And then how do we start that at the beginning? And if you do this, if you design with the end in mind, you're going to be that person in graduate school who is not aimless, who comes in knowing exactly what they want and is done on time and gets out to go start making a difference in the world. All right, number 3, understand your prospective discipline. There's a lot to a discipline than saying, oh, I want a master's in architecture. What else? The politics of the discipline, how things are structured, how where you go at where you attend, where you get your graduate degree affects your trajectory. All of those things you sort of need to figure out. Okay, so that's purpose. And then that helps you know for sure, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. This is what I want the end to be. The second pillar is strategy. So we're going to spend a lot of time building your graduate school list and application roadmap. Okay. What schools are you going to apply to? And more importantly, why? What are the academic requirements, right? What else is expected of you? What kind of experience, if any, is expected of you to have before coming in? What kind of educational background is necessary? Those kinds of things. All right. Number 5 is write your resume and CV. Those 2 things are not the same. And depending on the program, your resume that you use for a job is not the same thing you submit for a graduate program, and certainly not the same thing as a CV. So we're going to go over that. And then the 6th one is the money bag. Writing your personal statement. That is what will make or break your application. Do that. Don't do that well and you will not be admitted. This is what tells them who you are and what you want and what you bring to the table. Number 7 is requesting killer letters of recommendation. We'll talk about that, who should recommend you and why. And then the third pillar is funded, right? So number 8, complete your application, right? Now you have everything in place. You have to do that application correctly. Number 9 is complete any financial aid forms as needed. This is not always needed, but sometimes it is. For graduate programs, for example, if you ever do FAFSA, that would be for you to accept a graduate loan. We want to stay away from that, a loan for graduate studies, because you don't get funding in that way for graduate studies from the federal government or from the state government. But, if you're an international student, for example, there might be some financial aid forms that you need to fill out by virtue of being an international student. And then the last is to evaluate your offers. When those offers come in, what do you do with them, right? And if they're unfavorable, what can you do to get something better, to go back and negotiate, right? For graduate programs, negotiation is a thing, and you can actually negotiate offers. All right, so this is all what we're going to cover. Technically, you'll be able to do it in 10 weeks, but you can do it for longer. The beauty of Grad School Fully Funded is that you can join anytime, and you join for a year. So it's both a coaching program and a membership. All right. So you have access to a membership site that will have all of this information and any other extra information that comes up. So what's the logistics, like the nitty gritty? How will this work? Okay. So you're going to get access to Grad School Fully Funded, the program, and the member site for a full year. We're going to start September 1st. Okay. So if you sign up now or indicate your interest now, we will start officially September 1st. After 1 year, you can continue the program for a monthly fee for as long as you want, or you can renew for another year. You can join anytime. Again, there's no, you can join whenever you want, right? So this is not a cohort-based program. But just bear in mind that depending on your field of study, there are specific times in the academic calendar when you need to apply, okay? You get a self-paced 10-module program that you can complete in 10 weeks or for as long as it takes you. And then you're going to have access to a member site and support as the admission process unfolds. So when you complete all the assignments in the modules, you will have everything you need to complete your graduate school applications. There is going to be, in addition to all of this, there will be a monthly live group coaching session where I will answer questions that you have. So typically you submit your questions ahead of time. Everybody that signs up as in the program will get one 30-minute one-on-one session with me during office hours. So that's included in the program package. That means once you sign up, whenever you want to use that, you can use that. Some people will use it for the essay, which is a good time to use it. Or some people might just use it early on to map out their strategy, if you need help with that. But it's a 30-minute one-on-one session with me during office hours. And then if you want additional personalized help, you have the option to schedule additional office hour sessions with me for an additional fee. Okay. So what is the cost of the program? Right now, there's early bird promotion, and it is $997 if you sign up by June 21st. That's the deadline, the early bird price deadline. Okay. If you sign up by tonight before midnight, you get an additional fast action bonus, and that is a one-on-one consultation with me, which is a 30-minute one-on-one consultation, and the value is $150. So those are people who work with me one-on-one for their graduate school plans. The charge is $300 an hour. Okay. After June 21st, the price will go up to $14.97. Okay. And then we're going to officially start. The modules will become live September 1st. So after 1 year, you can renew for another year, or you can continue at a monthly rate of $167. Now, this price applies to everyone who signs up while the price is $14.97, right? 3 months after we start, later on, the price will go up and things will change. But for those of you who are going to be founding members, these are the advantages that you're going to have. All right. So you all know a little bit about me, but that's what I have there. And then if you have any other questions, you can just drop us a line at collegefullyfunded@gmail.com. So if you're interested, I'm going to stop sharing this. If you're interested in Grad School Fully Funded, and I hope you are, because many of you have asked me about it, I am going to put a link in the chat for you to book a free call, a 15-minute call, and we can talk more about it, talk about your goals, and make sure that this is a good fit for you. So that is also going in the chat. So that's the big announcement. Grad School Fully Funded is starting, and we'll officially, the program will officially commence and be live September 1st. For those of you who become founding members and join right now, you have all kinds of advantages, okay?